time is short, I'll keep it short. So my quote is, intelligence is in every cell of the body, but dormant. You have to learn how to tap it. Can you hear? So we just heard about the high-tech method of going from boat to submarine. And what is the essence of a high-tech method? Is it you, with a little bit of power, you control a lot of power. So if you have a large electrical distribution power generation center, with one flick of the switch, you can turn on the power to an entire portion of the city, and we call that high-tech. Or with one keystroke, you can send an email and cause problems for lots of people. That's high-tech. So high-tech is you do little, and much happens. Now, our plight when we do yoga is that we're doing everything, and the teacher's still finding that we're not doing enough, isn't it? And so I want to hearken back to the last Yoganusasanam, where Abhijata was saying that Guruji was teaching her 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points, coming to 50 points, and she said, Tata, finally stop. I can't think of so many things. And Guruji said to her, what? Who said you were supposed to think of it? But what did he mean by that? Because when we do, we think of everything. We have to consciously do from our own mind each and every point. But that's not high-tech. That's the boat. Maybe even the raft. So with Jordy's help, I want to kind of do a very brief recap of what Guruji taught. Thank you, Jordy. And you stand here, face that way. So after Dandasana, last convention, Guruji came pretty quickly to Urdhva Hastasana, you remember? Now, what is it about Urdhva Hastasana? So take your arms up like a beginner. For a beginner, the arms are in front of the shoulders, isn't that? That's right. He's not a beginner, but he's being very cooperative, yes? Oh, yes. Oh, that's coming beautifully. Correct. Now, a beginner finds this very difficult. Why? Because gravity is pulling the arms back down. As long as the arms are in front of the shoulders, gravity is pulling the arms down. So not only are you having to hold the arms up, but you're having to hold them up against gravity, which is working against you. That's low tech. That's the raft. Now, if he takes the arm, oh, great. If he takes the arm, he's a sharp guy. Take the arm straight. If he takes the arm straight, exactly in line with the ears, but not yet behind the ears, now gravity is neutral. It's neither pulling the arms forward, nor is it pulling the arms backwards. And when the arms are forward here, it wants to cave the chest, isn't it? And when the arms are here, its chest is somewhat open, but not fully open. But when the arms go back, and I won't go into all the techniques that Guruji did, but she had just do something like that. Upper arm back. And when the arms go back like that, all the techniques is to get away from just it going into the shoulder. This weight of the arm presses the shoulder blade. And that shoulder blade, it pushes into the back ribs. And the back ribs, they open the space inside the chest. And you feel that prana coming from the back towards the front. And if you go on opening that, you begin to feel that, well, before that, as that shoulder blades come in from the back, because the arms are back, there you go, you begin to feel some kind of presence here, some content in the chest. You begin to become aware there, but it's not your awareness from your head. It's not something you did. You did this, and that did this. And you did paltry thing of moving arms back, and you get feeling of existence here. Small thing you did, large thing you get. That's the submarine. Okay, take the arms down. Thank you. So that arms going back, taking support of the gravity doing for you is the high tech, because you're no longer doing from your own personal energy. Your own personal energy gets dissipated very quickly. If you do from your own personal energy, you will exhaust yourself in yoga. And 60s, 70s, 80s, somewhere in there, you'll go away from yoga because you don't have the strength to do it anymore. Krishnamacharya did not continue in yoga doing the asanas. Satchidananda did not continue. Vishnudevananda did not continue. Patabi Joyce did not continue. Only Guruji continued. Why? He wasn't working with only his own personal energy. He tapped the divine. And that, I believe, is his message to us. That we should understand how that happens. And we should do that. We should learn to do small, skillful, paltry thing and take support of the divine. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, when he defines yoga, he calls it karmasukoshalam, skillfulness in action. So that is the skillfulness. When you take support of the gravity. Now, why gravity? Well, gravity has divine qualities. You say God is omnipresent. Is not gravity omnipresent? Can you escape gravity anywhere? Even in outer space, gravity is there, but less. It's omnipotent. You find gravity never tires. No matter where you go, you don't find suddenly you're being thrown up into the air because gravity got tired for a few minutes and needed a break. And coincidentally, this is why yoga is a terrestrial-based system, though it reaches to the celestial. Because you will not find yoga in outer space. Imagine Shirshasana in a rocket on an outer space. Which way's up, which way's down? How's that going to work? Standing poses? Stand on what? You follow? We use the gravity, or rather, the gravity is there with us, but one day you learn to use the gravity. And that gravity assists you. Now, as well as being omnipresent, omnipotent, it's also unconditional. It doesn't pull some people to the earth more, some people to the earth less. It's attracted to you. When someone's attracted to you and their attraction is continuous, what do you call that? Isn't it not love? Is it not love? Does not gravity love you? If no one else loves you, gravity loves you. Just one more thing I want to bring out because, see how much time I have? Okay, yes, just one more thing I want to bring out. How does this happen? When the arms go back and they lend their pressure to the shoulder blades, and the shoulder blade lends its pressure to the back ribs, which starts that current of prana moving from back to front. That prana takes with it prajna, intelligence. Where you find that the interior of your chest, you become aware there. Why? Because wherever there's prana, the scriptures say, there's also prajna. And wherever there's prajna, there's prana. Now, before I started Iyengar yoga, I didn't know anything about yoga, Iyengar yoga. I was doing meditation a couple hours a day, but I felt something was missing. And the meditation I was doing 2 hours at a time, I'd just be concentrating. I just felt something was missing. It was very difficult. But this method is, Guruji called it natural meditation. Why natural? You don't have to force your small brain to do this. Actually, the small brain should get out of the way. What happens is that prana brings the prajna in that chest region, and that chest becomes mostly aware. What happens after that? You feel that presence, that fullness in the chest, the purna in the chest. You're still required to do something. Your job is not just yet over. You have to, with your mind, find the little corners, the little places where the prana is not yet reaching, where the intelligence is not yet reaching. And you search out each of these little corners, some here, some there, some there, some there, and you gradually start opening up those places, and the intelligence from that prana becomes fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller, until at one point what happens is the intelligence becomes so full that it finds the last few places for you. And that's the Dharmendriya. That's the Antarkarna. You didn't correct it. It came and helped you. And at that point, the mind has been going down and down and down, your small mind, small self, and the large self is becoming, gradually coming forward behind the Dharmendriya. We're not yet at the self. We're just at the level of the Dharmendriya. And at that point, there's a kind of complete absorption. And in that absorption, should some small movement happen where you lose some place, the Dharmendriya immediately goes there. In a fraction of a second, it corrects. Because it's the organ of virtue. And you realize that that is what you are, somewhere behind that. I can't explain more than that. But Guruji says behind that is the self. And I believe him.